Hello my lovelies and welcome back to Sondering Tarot. It's time to do another video response video. I haven't done one of these in quite some time. We're going to tackle the Forever Decks tag here. The original creator of that tag was Logan at Lark and Legend. The first one, however, I saw was from the Crochet Witch Tarot. But anyway, we're going to talk about decks that have staying power, ones that are permanent in my collection. As you can see from my tapestry, it's a mountain range, unmovable. So allow me to zoom us in here, and I will show you the 5 decks I managed to pull from my collection. 2 were obvious, very easy, and one was kind of also a no-brainer. The other 2, however, my ancestors kind of had to call me out on it because I needed to focus on jobs in my collection rather than, hey, you just have a likability for that deck right now. I have 5 decks and only 1 oracle to show you out of the 5, and that happens to be the Wisdom of the Oracle by baron-reid. My first deck of hers was actually the Good Tarot, which I thought was okay, and I got drawn towards Oracle. I do have more than one of hers that I came into possession of at the same time, and this one beats them all to heck. This deck is so versatile. This deck is so fun to use. It covers a range of things, subject matters, even in the guidebook. I understand now why people say that baron-reid and her oracles are better than her tarots. And this one, for those of you that have been on my channel, know that I use this for big readings. I use them for pick of cards, and a lot of the time this is the deck that my ancestors call for when I do the weekly zodiac readings in my live streams. And I love this deck. It is fantastic. Okay, and this one is a no-brainer for me. This is the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. I did not get the opportunity to purchase the indie deck, but I do have the mass market, and I also bought the pocket tarot as soon as it came out because there was no way I was going to not have a travel size edition of this deck in my collection. I needed that travel size, and because this is my air element deck, and it does have 3 strengths, which I covered in my deck strength versus weakness series, and it pairs with almost everything in my collection because it's that versatile. It's literally the most versatile deck I have in my entire collection. I've never seen a deck that is quite like this when it comes to versatility. So where the versatility comes with just inside the Wisdom of the Oracle itself of subject matter, the Light Seer has it when it comes to pairings. And part of that is because it has 3 strengths. It's versatile with itself, with what it covers, but because it has 3 strengths, it plays into a lot of other decks, even if it's the weakness of this deck, because it can pair with the strength of another deck. Okay, and as much as I have nostalgia decks, this is the one that is a forever deck. So I could, you know, pop off with a whole bunch of 80s reference tarot decks, and there seems to be a lot of them coming out. This is the Heaven and Earth Tarot by Jack Sephiroth and Jamie Elford. This is the deck I learned tarot on, as you can probably see by all the nicked edges. It's back when I was still a crappy shuffler, and I banged the crap out of this deck. I will probably never replace this deck unless it utterly falls apart, so the nicks on the edges are just gonna stay. I mean, it's gotten use, it's gotten some love, and if I had to relearn tarot or remind myself of something, because this deck does have elements, it does have zodiac placements, it even has Hebrew associations with it, which I don't utilize. It's actually a very complete deck and guidebook for referencing. Especially like it if I forget what like a zodiac reference is for any of the cards, major or minor, because it's there. I do like the darker aesthetic. This is more my style artwork. what can I say? This is kind of a comfort zone. Very much so. So yeah, if I had to relearn tarot, had to come back to center, whatever, this is the deck I'd probably want because it's the one I learned on. So it's not going anywhere. And speaking of jobs and unique things, that's where this one comes into play. For those of you that have been in my channel for a while, you know this deck. This is my chaos deck, my quote-unquote chaos deck. That is what I've named it. Its true name is the Tarot Illuminati. It's by Eric C. Dunn. This is not my aesthetic, not in a million years. This is bright. This is super detailed. It's also collage-y. It's digital art collage. I would never have been willing to buy this for, you know, art purposes on my own, but I got drawn to this deck. One of my Soul Tribe members actually bought it for my birthday. And this deck, oh my gosh, I use this in retrograde energy, whether it's Mercury or any retrograde planets. There's a lot of strong transits, simply because this deck takes all that chaotic energy and makes sense of it. It cuts through the BS. Cuts through the BS. We have the Ace of Swords here. And makes the disorganized organized. Be like, oh, so you're confused because we have 5 retrograde planets and now we've got, you know, one planet squaring this planet and we have 2 conjunctions. Okay, well, here's what all this means. Here's this in a nice pretty package so you can make sense of it. And that's what this deck does. I have no other deck that can do that on that level whatsoever. Anytime I realize I'm dealing with chaotic energy or a lot of chaotic placements, zodiac placements, if there's just simply a lot of transits, this is the deck that I reach for because it'll organize it for me. And this last deck I kind of nitpicked over. I kind of argued because I wanted to reach for the Tarot of Oneness by Robin Boyce, and this is the Beautiful Beast Tarot by Studio Rain Tarot. Both are indie decks, both are good decks, but they're different. They have the same job in my collection, however. These are decks that highlight connections, and I wanted to reach for the Tarot of Oneness. My ancestors called me out on it, that was not the right connection deck. This one, however, is a pip deck. It does have animal energy. I have very few decks that are solely animal energy quite this way. This one does have, you know, the minimalistic RWS references. It is a pip deck. And at the time I backed this, I was still posing the question of, okay, I utilized a pip deck. I can read pip decks, or is it just a one-off thing? And when I got this deck in hands after the Kickstarter campaign, and I physically got a hold of it in my hands after utilizing it maybe once or twice, I had that answer. This is the deck that let me know that yes, if I am drawn to a pip deck, I can read with it. If I'm not drawn to that pip deck, there's no way in heck I'm going to be able to read with it. And there's something about this deck with the minimalistic pip energy and the animal energy that kind of unlocks my intuition more. I read more intuitively with it rather than the traditional RWS meanings, which is interesting to see, to experience. So I don't know, it taps something else inside me that apparently other decks aren't doing. And because I don't have the need to collect a lot of animal oracles or anything like that, I'm not big on utilizing the animal energy the way some people are geared to do. That makes this deck unique because it's combined the animal with the tarot and made it relevant to me. And it just so happens to be a pip deck. Alright, my lovelies. That is all 5 decks, my forever decks, that I know of in my collection that definitely, apparently are not going anywhere. Not in the slightest. So, let me know. You love them, you hate them, you got them, you passed on them. I thought I was going to have more than those, but yeah, five out of my current collection. Well, we'll see how much that changes, you know, in the future. But for now, I've got 5. All right, my lovelies, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.